It's funny people call this movie Les Mis. Every time someone's like, oh, Les Mis, I'm like Les Mis? The Miz is French? That's what they're saying. They're saying The Miz. You gotta say Les Miserables, otherwise I gotta assume you're talking about a wrestler in his underwear. It just gets confusing to me. However, let's review Les Mis. As in the movie, not the guy. Les Miserables. Les Miserables is a new movie by Tom Hooper, who directed The King's Speech, and it is a musical based off Les Miserables, which was a book, and then a play, and then a movie, and still a play. It's been 100 different things. Now, in this iteration, it's a movie that is completely a musical, like the Broadway musical. And when I say musical, I completely mean musical. 99% of the dialogue in this movie is sung. There are these little connecting phrases where someone will be like, oh, they're coming. Someone will be like, oh, they're coming? Well, and then you'll start singing. Those little phrases in between are the only things that really are not sung. The rest completely done by note. The story involves quite a few characters, but the main character is Jean Valjean. He's played by Hugh Jackman. We first see him at the beginning of the movie, and he's in slavery. It's one of those classic tales where it's like, yeah, he's in prison, but he's a nice guy. Then he just blows off his parole to be a criminal, and someone gives him an act of kindness, and the act of kindness kind of, I don't know if it messes him up, but he's like, why did that happen? So he actually straightens his life out and becomes a really credible guy. However, Russell Crowe's like, no, you were a criminal and you blew off your probation. I am coming after you. Although he sings it like Russell Crowe sings. And yeah, going into this movie, you guys know me by now. I like the cool, fun movies out there. You know, I love the Avengers. So I thought it was gonna be like when I was a kid, my mom was like, oh, hey, let's watch a movie as a family. And I was like, oh, okay, cool. Oh my God, it's 2 VHS tapes long. Never fun when you're a kid. Les Miserables is a long movie, but it's not actually as long as you've heard the myths say it is. It's 5 minutes longer than The Dark Knight. That's how long it is. Long, yeah. The fact that it's a musical drama makes it seem longer. Unless you're a fan of musicals, in which case this is your utopia, my friend. Throughout the course of the movie, there are a lot of other actors in the movie. Anne Hathaway, Amanda Seyfried. Anne Hathaway kicks ass though. She's not in the movie much, but when she is, you're like, holy shit. Musical acting chops on this chick. There's this one scene where she hits her lowest low. I mean, the movie really is. There's a lot of people who are just not in the best place in their life right now. And she's completely miserable, singing her ass off, crying. And I was like, oh yeah, this is good. There's a lot of emotion behind this. About a minute and a half later, I was like, has the camera cut from her at all? I don't know because I wasn't looking for it. But if it didn't, dude, good job, Anne Hathaway. Sacha Baron Cohen and Helena Bonham Carter are in the movie. I don't even think they knew they were being filmed the entire time. They're there for the comic relief. They sing in the movie, but it's almost like they know that they don't have to sing well because they're just these wretched people. They're the classic people in the future scenes of A Christmas Carol who are all like, hey, look what we got here, lads, Mr. Scrooge's bedsheet. Yeah, people you don't really want to become when you grow up. And upon everyone in the movie who sings really well, it's really well acted. There's this one chick, I'd never heard of her in my life. I don't know if I will, but I really hope I do because she's a good actress and she at least sings well. She should be in more shit. If for nothing else, sign her on to Glee, for God's sake. From Les Miserables to Glee. She would probably consider her career imploding at that point, but I'm just saying, man, I'm throwing it out there. However, there is Russell Crowe, and this is funny. When Moulin Rouge came out in the theaters and there was the red carpet event at the Oscars, I believe it was the Oscars that year, someone asked Russell Crowe if he was going to do a musical, and he was just like, I like to keep the two worlds separate. I gave Marcus Aurelius Maximus Meridius. And now he's in a musical. He probably should have taken his advice. He's not a great singer. He's not as bad as Pierce Brosnan and Mamma Mia, but I am saying if I have to put earbuds on and listen to someone sing, I'm not going to be like, dude, where are the Russell Crowe tracks? You notice I was doing the iPod with the wheel. Did you see that? Yeah. Because I live in the past. What I love about this movie is as dark as it is, as low as people are in their lives in this movie, it's really a movie about hope. It's a movie about how one act of kindness can change someone's life. I gravitated to that because I like that concept, because I firmly believe it. It is called The Miserable, but in and among the miserable people in this movie, there is still hope. So Les Miserables is well acted, had great music in it, everyone sings well for the most part. It's well shot too. You have these sweeping shots, it just puts you in the time. You're like, no, I'm not looking at a play or a set. I am now transported into the period. Thank you, awesome sweeping shot. If you're not a fan of musicals, I would say you're not going to like this movie. This movie is not for everyone. It's pretty artsy. 99% of the words are sung in the movie. It's, 2 VHS tapes long, man. I was there for Fiddler on the Roof. However, as someone who does consider the opera scene in Final Fantasy VI a pivotal moment in character development, I enjoyed the hell out of Les Miserables. It's one of those movies where if I never see it again, I'm not going to feel like my life is just incomplete. But in watching it, I did enjoy the hell out of it. I will say Les Miserables is a good time. No alcohol required. Right, so what is your favorite musical out there? I'm not talking a movie where every word is sung, but a movie that takes a break and there are musical numbers in it. Whatever it is, comment below, let me know. And as always, if you like what you've seen here and you want to see more, click right here to see more.